Alright, so today we're going to talk about how you protect your brand in the digital age. I call this the way it is because most people understand how to protect their brand from a very marketing point of view. And there was this guy from Unilever, he's the VP of Unilever, and he said, no, we are not trying to do digital marketing. What we are trying to do is market in a digital age. So most people forget that when you go on digital, it is actually that you are just extending your typical marketing plan with a consumer in an age, within an age that is just now more digitally savvy. It is not actually more different than you've approached marketing before. Many of the rules still apply, the playground has just changed. These are what we call queries. So the name of the video is Parisian Love. You can go to Google and just type Parisian Love, or go to YouTube and search Parisian Love. And all of those things that people or users enter into a search box, that's what you call a query. So these are all the queries that were entered in that particular video. And if you will notice, the first thing you'll notice about these queries, except for one, there's not a single brand mentioned in the query. The only brand mentioned in this query is technically AA, and that's not even if you know the brand, that's American Airlines, it's a direct flight. So I'll get to that later. So first thing to note, humans don't Google brands. Nobody searches a brand, unless of course you're interested in the commercial of the brand or buying the product, you search for life moments, okay? But what's indicative about queries like this is that it paints a picture of the human being behind the query. And in marketing, we call those things demographics. So without seeing the person, meeting the person, getting a report from Nielsen or doing an FGD, we can already surmise that this person is male. And depending on what time he entered certain queries, he was anywhere between 18 to 30 years old. So chances are when he was looking to study abroad in Paris, he was about 18. And by the time he asked how to assemble a crib, he was around 30 years old. He is American, or at least lived in the US at one point, because AA-120 is an American Airlines flight from the US to Paris. And he is most definitely English speaking. So, did you meet this person? Do you know what his name is? Where he lives? What his social economic class is, or household income is? How many children he has? Well, you can assume he at least has one. So, all of these things are usually the questions we ask when we want to get to know our consumers. What's their SEC? Where do they live? How much do they earn? Do they have children? Etc. And what you're going to realize as I go through this particular set of slides is, when it comes to at least search marketing, those things don't matter. Those particular kinds of demographic don't matter. In fact, we have an ad that I love that says, if you want to know who needs a haircut, it's a person who's searching for a haircut. It doesn't matter technically if they're male or female, if they're old or young. If you offer haircuts, anybody that wants a haircut is a potential customer. And that's what we're doing in search. More than that, when you look at all of these queries and you realize that there's an actual human being behind that, that now poses a lot of advertising opportunities for companies and brands. So let's play a little game so that we can entice participation. It is a classroom after all. I am going to start. You are going to pick one of these queries up on this board, and you are going to think of a brand or a product or a service that can be marketed against any of these queries. So my favorite one is going on an LDR. How many of you do not know what LDR is? Okay, long distance relationship. You can see the great divide between generations here, guys. Actually, I didn't know what it was either. I had to have my young colleague explain to me what LDR was. So, LDR, long distance relationship. So you think your typical would be fine. If you're Globe or Smart, you'd probably want to market. But what if you're Viber or Skype or Line or any other communications platform, product or service? WhatsApp, even Facebook Messenger might want to advertise against this particular query. So next, volunteers, pick a query and think of a product, service, or brand that can be marketed against that query. Come on, guys.
Looking for a job.
Looking for a job. Job Street. Jobs DB. Perfect. It's the easiest. One last.
Chocolate shop in Paris.
Chocolate shop in Paris.
Godiva.
Godiva. Nice. So quite literally, if you own a chocolate shop in Paris, this is the query or keyword for you. So again, this is the first thing you have to realize when you're going to do search marketing. It's the most difficult thing, but it's the most basic. You have to remove your marketing hat. It is not about what your brand, product, or service can do for the consumer. It is not about what you are willing to sell them. It is about finding moments of relevance, or what we like to call those magic moments that matter, like these, and then you meet them halfway with what your brand, product, or service can deliver. So that's the first lesson in search marketing. Because again, no brands, People don't Google brands. Okay?